Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. We are less than a week away, of course. This coming Friday is what they refer to as Black Friday.
Yes.
All the deals, Larson. And guess what?
What?
We've got deals too over at friendomerch.com. 20% off. Use the promo code Friday. We've got all sorts of new items there. I spent a good chunk of this morning just whipping out new items. Of course, the crown jewel of the bunch is the family portrait from we got this from Paint Your Life.
Yeah.
You, me, Sid's softball, Big Red, and of course Sid himself, the master and ruler of the world, are all in this amazing oil painting. Now you can get this as a number one. You got it as a poster, 24 by 36. This is a huge poster you can put in your living room. You know, I don't care if your wife says she don't want it there. You do, right? Yeah. And then you get it on a shirt, all sorts of different colors of the actual fabric of the shirt. You get to choose what canvas you want the canvas to be on.
Oh yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's great stuff. It's great stuff.
Got some smartphone cases
and
for both iPhones and shit ass Android phones.
There's a lot of people out there who like the Androids. You shouldn't dump on them, man.
Big dummies. And then we've also got a new Friendo Club logo. I'm gonna get in the comments. What do you got against Androids? I'm just.
I used to have an Android. I had an Android.
I know you hated it. You hated it.
No, there was good and there was bad.
I always used to think to myself, man, it's only a matter of time before this guy goes back to an iPhone. Because you know why? Because you're not a big dummy. That's why.
Wow.
Oh man,
Wow.
It's funny. People get so heated over that shit. Anyways, friendo.
So the promo code's good till next Monday.
I think like Saturday or something like that. I think it's like Sunday or Monday. I don't know. It's all week. It's all week, all through the weekend. So and friendomerch.com. It's easy if you're smart or if you're a big dummy. You can use it.
All right, let's just move on before you get yourself in even more trouble here. Let's move
on
to
myself into a shoot, man.
The Survivor Series. That was tonight. We did a watch along. Thank you to everybody who joined us on our watch along over on the Twitch. It was great fun, and we watched the show. The show happened.
You know, we switched over just because not everybody reads the community tab on YouTube. But apologies for anybody who enjoys this show on YouTube. We love you very much. You're a vital part of Going In Raw. YouTube channel members, y'all are great. We decided to go to the Twitch for our WWE pay-per-view watch-alongs now, simply because YouTube's filtration system. For the only reason we stuck around YouTube is because it was better for our business. For the live streaming there, the super chats are pretty, it's a good source of revenue. We thought about it and we're like, look, it might not be the best business move from a financial standpoint. We're going to head over to Twitch because YouTube's moderation filtration system in allowing people the ability to attach hate speech into their like super chats, like people would give like a 99-cent super chat so they can say some awful, terrible things that we could just sit there and people have to watch. They have to look at it. And there's not a lot you can do to help with that. YouTube's lives. I love YouTube as a video on demand platform. Upload your videos. It's a great revenue source for us. But in terms of their live stream feature, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's like 10 years behind the times compared to Twitch. And Twitch isn't perfect, but the moderation's a lot better. We've built a great audience there. We had tons of people. We had like 800 people tonight. Yeah. And so if you were a big fan of the YouTube live stream of Going In Raw pay-per-view watch-alongs, try out Twitch. That's all we ask. Just try it out with us. It's where we're going to be doing exclusively our live streaming stuff. And we know change sometimes isn't easy. And shout out to everybody on Twitch who really did make it worth our while, like from a business standpoint, because we did pretty well there tonight. It's a better atmosphere. I hate when people show up to one of our things and they see something that might, be ugly or besides my face, that might be, horrible. yeah, I can't stand that stuff. So
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
moved it
can't
over to
stand it either.
Twitch.
Yeah.
So
no, it was
so that's
it's something we had been thinking about for a while. And I think last time we were on YouTube, it just kind of, that was it.
Yeah,
That
it was
that
like,
was kind of the
okay.
last straw for us until they can, get that stuff out of there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be on the Twitch, and maybe we'll just stick with the Twitch. We do a lot of stuff on the Twitch. It's great fun. We got a great community. So we'll see where the future leads. But right now, for the foreseeable future, if we're streaming something, it's probably going to be on the Twitch.
Absolutely. Survivor Series, I thought it was an up and down show.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the most part, traditionally, it's always been on the border of being a real like Big Four feeling show. Like Money in the Bank, I feel, has sort of taken its place.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of gotten grandfathered into the Major Four thing because it was one of the first 4 pay-per-views that WWE.
Yeah.
But if you look back at it in a historical sense, it never really had stakes. It's never had stakes. So it's one of the Major Four simply because it was one of the first 4 pay-per-views that WWE created.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of its importance to the general WWE calendar and the advancement of storylines, by and large, there's other pay-per-views that have surpassed it, for sure.
When there was that gap of time between drafts, and it really, that year, I think it was the year that Becky got popped by Nia Jax, and it was Becky's big year, right? It was probably 2018 or whatever. And it was brand versus brand, and they were invading each other. That year was really good. There have been years when it's like, man, it feels great. But then they do their weird WWE stuff where let's have the draft in 1 month before the brand versus brand pay-per-view so that any semblance of, hey, these people have existed as a brand for the last year at least is a big who cares, The concept of champion versus champion is a novel one. But, and tonight's main event showed that there is clearly, just like last year's main event, showed there is clearly an A champion in Roman Reigns. And so, yeah, I thought there was some decent stuff. I think the traditional Survivor Series matches really could use stakes. Yep. That being said, the men's one was wildly fun with all sorts of mini stories and callbacks. The women's one, that was a good showcase for Bianca, but it was like 15 minutes too long. It dragged on way too much. But yeah, otherwise kind of an up and down show. Yeah, with some highlights and some draggy moments.
And a show that definitely suffered from a lack of quality build. It seemed like they were so all in on Crown Jewel, pushing that as a major event, a major show, that one of their traditional major pay-per-views kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. It's only like the last 2 or 3 weeks that they really started laying the groundwork for any stories on this show.
Just this past week is when the last 2 members of each of the teams got some members.
Yeah, and while like the annual invasion of one brand to another at this juncture has gotten kind of tired because it's kind of just the same thing over and over. At least when they do it, that makes it feel like there's some real animosity between the 2 brands. Like they're actually fighting for something. I know it's not real stakes, but you get the sense that they're actually fighting for something. And this year, by and large, there wasn't that.
Yeah, like even the most basic of, you're right. Even if they've been together for like a month or whatever, the draft was a month ago. Even if it's only been that amount, like you can involve stakes, but it's like, man, if you wait until 2 weeks before the show to really actually build it, there's not going to be anything. Nobody's going to feel anything for this stuff. Yeah, no. Who has us here? Mr. Sinister here in our Twitch chat says this year they were fighting for pizzas in one match.
That's true.
So,
Royal, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. It was what it was. It's like we said, it's always more fun watching wrestling with friends. And again, thanks to everybody. And of course, the Enforcer for hanging out with us once again. Yes. Congratulations for winning the predictions. So yeah, dude, I don't know. We'll just dive into it and talk about a golden egg also a little bit
that's
later
weird.
on.
And that's going to be a thing now. So, pre-show match, kickoff show match, Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura taking on U.S. Champ Damian Priest. So we haven't seen Damian Priest on our televisions for a couple weeks or so, but he's still doing that Jekyll and Hyde type thing, duality of man type deal. And so apparently the one thing that really just gets him, just really irritates him, pisses him off, I dare say, is metal shredding on an electric guitar.
It's shredding, man.
You got Rick Boogs out there just shredding, trying to hype up Nakamura, and you can just see the anger percolating within Damian Priest, and he's telling Adam to stop. But every time he does it, it like distracts Priest or hypes up Nakamura, and that led to the finish of this particular bout. So Priest has Nakamura in some sort of choke, almost looked like Hell's Gate, the Undertaker's submission move. And Nakamura starts to fade, and then Boog starts shredding, and the power of Rock helps revive Nakamura.
Yeah.
So Priest slides out of the ring, takes Boog's guitar from him, snaps it over his knee, and then takes the body of the guitar and blasts Boogs with it. So Nakamura comes out of the ring and be like, "Hey, what do you do with my friend?" Bang! He gets blasted too. Nakamura wins by DQ, or the way WWE does their things now. This is a no contest. I don't know which way it goes.
Yeah, right. What kind of music do you think would hype Damian Priest up? Like we've always said, he comes off like a guy you'd see in the first scene of a Blade flick.
Yeah,
it's like some sort of gothy EDM or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Gothy
some like
techno
industrial
or some
type
shit
stuff.
Like that.
Maybe
industrial. There you go.
And maybe he likes metal, but just not like 80s metal.
He definitely doesn't seem like an 80s, like a glam rock type guy.
So
or a hair metal rather guy.
Yeah, definitely. But
Bad Bunny. We know he's like Bad Bunny.
That's true. Yeah,
that's his friend.
True.
Anyways,
techno. So, but I guess maybe when Damian Priest is in the ring having a match, he wants to be in the zone, and then you got Rick Boogs out there shredding. That takes him out of his zone. Maybe any kind of music in that situation would take him out of his zone.
Maybe Priest had tried to learn guitar and couldn't because he's got some fucked up fingers or something. I don't know. And he's just seething with jealousy. See, look at these stories we're writing right here. They're great. Seething with jealousy over this dude being able to shred like it's nothing. And he was like, I spent 3 years, but my fingers are fucked up, so I can't do it. Doesn't talk like that anymore. Why does he not have a deep voice anymore, man?
I don't know.
He should do that for his Hyde personality. He's got the Jekyll that's normal, chill.
But also be very polite. Be like, no, thank you. I probably shouldn't,
I'm so pissed off right now because my fingers are fucked up.
I'm so irritated at this moment. Anyways, next.
Yeah, it was in the kickoff show. It doesn't matter. This is not going to count. Number one, they didn't even do the thing where they've got the score. Nobody was keeping score on this.
Not once.
Not a time, because it pissed off USA and Fox, probably.
Well, I mean, it would upset Fox because based on the overall tally of this show, USA has nothing to be upset about. Towards the tail end of the kickoff show, I almost said buy-in, Vince McMahon arrives in a limousine. He gets out, and he's got some talent. He's got Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville. I think there's Dio Madden in a suit. There's Reggie right there. And so he steps out for a moment, and they're all happy he's there. And he goes, hold on. He goes back into the limo and produces a large golden egg. Now, I was not aware of the plot of The Rock's new movie, Red Notice, on Netflix, but apparently it involves a large golden egg, and he has the real thing.
So it's a Cleopatra egg.
Yeah.
And I had actually seen an Antiques Roadshow integration where Ryan Reynolds brings an egg to Antiques Roadshow. They talk about it being $100 million. Yeah, it was like, I'm pretty sure it was basically an ad. It wasn't an actual episode, but it was Antiques Roadshow was doing an integration.
See, that's actually kind of funny.
It's like Best Buy doing that integration with what we do in the shadows. And so, Ryan Reynolds had this egg. It was actually a pretty funny bit. This was not funny. It was Vince showing up, and everybody has to act like they're fucking happy Vince McMahon's there. When in fact, I mean, I guess it was John Laurinaitis, they'd be scared. But it's Vince. Well, because this is the crowd that should be scared of John Laurinaitis. Let's be honest, it's the Caden crew that's there. So, anyways, they all got all happy about this fucking egg. After that, we have Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch opening up the first match on the main show.
Yeah, solid bout, really solid bout. They were stiff.
The ring gear was insane.
Yeah. Becky had like some Scarlet Witch looking inspired stuff. Ring gear was great. Going into this, they were really pushing the idea in interviews that they didn't like each other anymore. They weren't friends.
Yeah.
And Becky was even kind of insinuating in her interviews that maybe things won't go according to plan this match.
Yeah, well, she was saying I don't necessarily trust her in the ring, and that's a very important thing in wrestling, which we all know.
So they were pushing that. It was pretty stiff. I thought it had just about the right amount of kind of clumsy, awkward, real fight feel.
I thought it lacked that sort of singular moment. You know, like when Charlotte and Nia Jax started like really slapping the shit out of each other. It's like, whoa, where is this going? And I know it's different because like there were no expectations there, but I feel like they could have manufactured a singular moment where you think, oh, whoa, this is
I
sort
think
of
that's the thing, though, is in this situation, I think we kind of know that was manufactured as opposed to the Nia Jax situation where it was pretty obvious it wasn't manufactured. Or, you know, the title swap they did where it's like, wow, this feels awkward. Like, this feels genuinely awkward. And I think even if they had given us something like that, we'd been like, okay, well, that was well done, but we knew that was probably, you know, worked out beforehand. You know, short of actually going off script, they couldn't really introduce that kind of element of surprise. I don't think. Because I thought they did a pretty good job of making it kind of clumsy, awkward fight feel.
I think they're strong enough performers to have pulled that off, and I feel like it didn't get to that line nearly enough. But that's just my read on it. I thought that the match was great. I think these two can put on a really terrific match, even without all the, you know, behind the scenes shenanigans that's going on. But if that was the line, if that was sort of the thread that they were obviously marketing this match on, I do feel like they could have pushed it a little bit more. But this was just sort of a match out of the blue, and we knew that everything was good between them. Then, you know, it would be a stellar match. It's just they actually had done a pretty good job of building the intrigue for this match. Feel like they could have gone a little bit further. That's just my take on it. I understand where you're coming from.
Down the stretch, Becky misses a top rope leg drop. She's going for a manhandle slam. Charlotte counters with a boot. Oh, sorry. Becky counters a boot from Charlotte with a manhandle slam, but too close to the rope. Charlotte gets her foot in the bottom rope. Becky locks on to figure four. This bit where they're like getting up and start slapping at each other in the figure four. I thought that was pretty decent. Charlotte, of course, reverses the pressure.
That cracked me up because Charlotte's reach is so much more than Becky's, and so Charlotte gets these slaps in her arm basically stretches out beyond Becky's head, and Becky's obviously not as lengthy as Charlotte's limbs are, and so she's like totally losing that fight, and so Charlotte's like, oh, I'm just gonna reverse this shit.
So Charlotte eventually reverses the pressure. Becky gets the ropes, break the hold. I think she rolls out. Or she rolls the apron. Charlotte boots her off there, goes up top, hits the moonsault, declares into the camera that she is the greatest ever.
I'm the man.
Puts Becky back in the ring, gets a 2. She puts Becky in the disarmor. Becky gets the ropes. And then the finish sees Charlotte roll up Becky. She grabs the ropes. However, the ref sees it. And while she's breaking that up, Charlotte's releasing her grip on the ropes. Becky reverses into a roll-up of her own, and then right as the ref's about to count 2, she looks back, sees that the ref's in position to not see. Becky grabs the rope. She does to get the final count and win.
She out-healed Charlotte. I like that match. I thought it was a fine match.
Let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, Raycon. So, Steve.
Yeah.
Don't know you're aware of this or not, but the holidays are upon us. And you know it's never too early to start your holiday shopping. And right now, you can save huge on a gift for all your loved ones, for something they'll use every day, and that's Raycon wireless earbuds.
Yeah, man, whether I'm running errands or running wind sprints, I'm wearing my Raycon wireless earbuds. They've got seamless Bluetooth pairing so you can start listening right away. And they've got a comfy, noise-isolating fit that'll keep you listening for hours.
And whether I'm working or working out, I'm enjoying the top-notch audio quality of my Raycons. They sound great, comparable to what you get from other premium brands, except that Raycons start at half the price. Plus, they offer 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery life.
So this holiday season, get your friends and family something they'll actually use for calls or music, for work or play, at home or on the go. Go to buyraycon.com/raw today to unlock exclusive deals up to 20% off your Raycon order. But hurry, this offer is available for a limited time only, and you don't want to miss it.
That's buyraycon.com/raw to unlock up to 20% off your Raycons. buyraycon.com/raw.
And before we get back to the show, let's take a quick break here to get a word in from our sponsor, Credit Karma. Hey, Larson.
Yes.
You ever feel overwhelmed when it comes to handling personal finances?
Oh, yeah, all the time, Steve.
You're not the only one, man. Whether you're looking to refinance credit card debt or pay for an upcoming expense, Credit Karma is there to help you make those big financial decisions with more confidence.
Yeah, Credit Karma uses your credit data to show you personal loan offers that are personalized to you. It's completely free and easy to sign up for a Credit Karma account with no effect on your credit score. On Credit Karma, you can check out multiple loan offers side by side. Members who compare loan offers on Credit Karma save an average of 30% on interest rates.
Once you get your loan, Credit Karma can help you track your progress as you pay off your debt. And we'll even let you know if you can refinance and save. Ready to apply? Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers with your approval odds right now. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers. After that, we had the men's Survivor Series match, probably match of the night, because this was wildly fun. It didn't overstay its welcome. Yeah, this was definitely my match of the night. So immediately Team Raw starts arguing, and Kevin Owens is like sort of like yelling at everybody, saying, "No, I want to start." Seth's like, "I want to start." So eventually he sort of, bullies his way into getting his way. So him and King Woods starts. Number one, they give everybody their own entrances. We're like, all right, everybody, we're doing our predictions points.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, what do you guys want on this? And we all did that. And then like 20 minutes goes by and the match is about to start. I'm like, oh crap, did we get our? Oh yeah, we did. That was that was a whole length of a match ago.
It took forever.
It was like 10 Goldberg matches ago. So everybody gets their own entrances. Team Raw starts arguing. Kevin Owens and King Woods starts. Right when they're about to lock up, Kevin Owens says, "Nope, I'm Kevin Steen. I'm going to AEW." And he leaves his team. And he stops at the stage right as he gets counted out. He's eliminated, so SmackDown goes up. 5 men to 4 men.
So I was kind of half we'll get to this more in the main event, which I expected to be like really overbooked. It wasn't. Yeah. But among the individuals I expected to show up towards the end of the show during the main event was one Kevin Steen, but apparently he's just walking. I mean, he's not. He'll be on Raw tomorrow probably, because Vince later says he wants both rosters on Raw tomorrow. His contract doesn't run out till January. He's not walking out to AEW, but it's fun to joke about it.
Oh, no, he's not going to be seen again. That was last we'll see.
No, you sure of that? Okay.
Wouldn't that be great if he shows up in AEW?
He turns
still
heel.
Has that shirt on.
He turns heel. Yeah, no. He turns heel and seemingly get into this feud with Big E for the WWE title. No, he just walks out, leaves. Bye.
Well, they did that that's Big E's thing. They did it with Aleister Black. He showed up.
That's what Seth kind of did last year. He sacrificed himself and then left for several months because Becky's about to have their baby, and that's how they kind of wrote him off TV for a little while.
That would be pretty great if he did. You're probably right. Kevin Owens will probably
he'll be back. He'll be back. So next elimination was Happy Corbin, not too happy after Finn hits a coup de grace on him. Now it is 4-4, tied up. So
Lashley hits Woods with a spear. Locks up. We were so hoping to. We were so hoping because of Xavier. That's one thing that they do kind of successfully at Survivor Series every year. If they do it right, one of the matchups will have stories that reference stories that we've seen over the past year or so. Last they met, King Woods, who's of course now on SmackDown, had that great match with Lashley when he rolled him up and he won, and then they had like the Hell in a Cell thing, and he got completely murdered. And so they got some history. So like, oh man, how great would it be? Woods held his own for a bit, but in the end, he ended up passing out, I think, to the Hurt Lock. Or he tapped.
Yeah, he tapped. So Raw is up 4-3, and then Lashley and Drew, they have their own history together. Mm-hmm. They get in the ring. They square off for a bit. They eventually end up brawling out to the floor and out towards the timekeeper's area. Then they both get counted out. Again, another story they referenced, but didn't really give us any sort of real satisfying conclusion to. If Drew had eliminated Lashley, that would have been neat, considering that Lashley beat Drew for the WWE title. Didn't do it, though. No real closure there in that sense. And then afterwards, Drew just hits Lashley with the Claymore anyways. Seth sneaks up behind Drew, tells him bye. Drew headbutts him. Sheamus is in. He covers, but Seth kicks out. Sheamus eliminates Finn after escaping a coup de grace, hits a brogue kick, is now tied up 2-2. And then we have a good stretch where Sheamus and Jeff Hardy are working well together. They're doing the 10 beats together.
Yeah,
considering they had the whole story where Jeff Hardy threw his viscous urine on Sheamus.
Yeah.
And now,
how do you get over that, man? I don't know if I'd be able to, if Hilton threw a jar of like some viscous rust-colored piss at my face, I'm not sure a year later I'd be able to fist bump the dude and be like, "Hey, let's take on these guys."
That's a grudge that's tough to let go of. Yes,
probably.
I agree. So they're working well together. Eventually, though, Austin Theory runs Sheamus into his corner, rolls him up. Sheamus is eliminated. So now Raw is up 2-1. So it's Austin Theory and Seth with Jeff Hardy, the only member of Team SmackDown left. Sheamus lays out Austin Theory with a forearm, and then he hits Jeff Hardy with the clothesline. So, still at odds, apparently. So, eventually, Hardy knocks Seth and Theory off the top rope. They're trying to give him a double superplex. Hits a swanton on Theory to eliminate him. It's tied 1-1. Jeff hits Seth with a twist of fate. Goes up for a swanton. Seth gets his knees up. Hits the stomp for the win. He is sole survivor. He's going to be insufferable now that he won this for Team Raw. But it's also going to be pretty damn entertaining.
He is the best thing about Monday Night Raw right now. Him and Becky Lynch. Outside, security stands outside Vince's office. Roman walks up to him. This security guy took way too long to back off, but he does. Roman just walks in, doesn't even knock.
Oh, he does. He opens the door, and as he's opening the door, he knocks.
It's not.
It's a courtesy.
If you're opening the door,
it's a courtesy thing. It's like, I'm coming in. By the way.
Yeah. So Vince says he wants to show Roman. Got something. Vince has this horribly red, cheap-looking iPhone case, or I think he had an Android, big dummy. And he's like, "I want to show you something, Roman. Look at this." And it's that damn golden egg, and it's in a case. And Roman's like, "Okay, what is this?" And he's like, "It's Cleopatra's egg. It's given to me by your cousin, The Rock. Gave it to me as a token of appreciation. 25 years ago, Roman. He came to the show. Survivor Series. This isn't the stage prop they used in The Rock's movie. It's the real deal." No, what the fuck? No, it's not.
Why would The Rock
Nobody's giving anybody $100 million.
Doesn't make
what the hell? What's his yearly salary? Which Roman says. Roman tries his best to act impressed, but he's clearly no history buff. No sells the entire thing. Says, when Vince says $100 million, Roman says, "It's almost as much as my next contract." Then he leaves. What is it, like a 20-year contract, Roman?
I mean, I think he's looking for max deal, Steve.
I guess so. In WWE, that's a 20-year. That's a Bret Hart deal.
Yeah, I guess so. So after that, we have the Rock.
What did he say? Bret to like a 20-year, like a 100-year deal or some weird shit?
It was a 20-year deal.
It was a 20-year deal, right? Like $1 million a year or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Next, we had the Rock. Commemorative battle royal brought to you by Pizza Hut, because there was 2 tables set up with what's it called, the triple treat box, some new Pizza Hut thing with 2 pizzas and some
3 shitty pizzas in one box.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of pizzas there. Even the Street Profits came out with even more pizzas.
Even when they did the bit with Otis, when R-Truth took the pizza, I'm like, that thing is not moving.
No, it was stiff-looking pizza.
Piece of pizza. I honestly thought it was a prop pizza for a second, but then Otis, it could still be a prop pizza, but Otis ate it.
It could have been cardboard crust. We don't know.
What if they were like, "Otis, you weren't supposed to eat that. It was a prop." Oh yeah.
It was weird to harken back to his previous character with him liking to eat.
Yeah, silly Otis. I know, I miss silly Otis.
I do too, kind of. Anyways, the only people that got entrances were Sami Zayn, AJ and Amos, Ricochet, and the Street Profits. So you knew one of them was winning this.
This was great because with our prediction stuff, we had real stakes involved. And my guy, Amos, your guy, Ricochet, and Enforcer's guy, Montez, ended up being the final 3. I thought that was really great.
It was
cool.
Fun
stuff.
Cool.
This is fun.
It was fun and didn't overstay its welcome. They had that fun bit with R-Truth and Otis with the pizza. Amos was eliminating a bunch of people. At one point, Commander Aziz gets eliminated, so AJ's talking trash to him. And so Commander Aziz grabs him by the arms, tries to pull him out of the ring over the top. And Amos comes up to try to save AJ, grabs him by his legs. And so Aziz and Amos are essentially playing tug-of-war with AJ. Apollo Crews comes up behind Amos and hits him. So Amos lets go. Aziz pulls AJ out. He's eliminated, and then Amos just eliminates Crews. And then Amos just basically throws forward and Ricochet out to get the win. And then afterwards, Montez just kicks AJ and then starts throwing pizza into the crowd.
Yeah, man. They're all trying to avoid it. I mean, they're in Barclays Center, man. There are all sorts of great pizza joints around there.
Oh, absolutely.
Called Pizza Hut. After that, we had the Usos versus RK Bro. And I don't know, like this match was fine. I liked the finish was cool. We got an RKO out of nowhere. That's always fun. But I'm more looking forward to I guess Raw tomorrow if Roman and the Usos are supposed to be there. But certainly on SmackDown, he's going to give the Usos shit for losing this.
Yeah.
And they're going to start pointing at each other. Who ate the pin? Who lost?
Well, Jimmy ate the pin. It was Jimmy. He can watch the tape. It was Jimmy.
Jimmy's going to be pointing his finger at somebody else, though.
Yeah, no. In typical RK Bro fashion, Riddle is isolated and getting beat up for a vast majority of the match. Orton gets the hot tag, goes on a run. But then Riddle tags back in, hits some stuff, hits a huge German suplex at one point. Eventually, the Usos hit a pop-up Samoa drop that gets them 2, and they just start beating the hell out of Riddle. And Orton tries to get in the ring to help him out. He eats a super kick. Stereo super kicks for Riddle. Riddle kicks out. Riddle escapes a Samoa drop, though. Sends Jay into the post. Orton tags in, but Jimmy doesn't see it. So Jimmy super kicks Riddle, goes up top for a splash, and as he's coming down from the splash, RK out of nowhere. RK Bro gets the win.
Good stuff. After that, Pierce and Sonya are backstage in Vince's office, and they're waiting for Vince to come back because he's gone. Noticeably absent also the egg. Vince was not the one who had the egg with him. He comes back. Ugh! Someone stole my egg. You can call the cops, Sonya. So Sonya runs away, calls the cops. And him and Pierce are speculating, it could be the guard outside the door. No, it could be the production crew. One of the superstars. Could be somebody here in Brooklyn. Pierce says it's possible. It was the superstars, one of the wrestlers. Pierce always throwing those wrestlers under the bus. Scrap iron piece of shit. Vince says he wants Pierce to interview every wrestler. Raw and SmackDown tomorrow. And Vince says he's going to get answers tomorrow. Doesn't that mean that like Fox is going to be like, we want Raw stars on our show on Friday?
Or they might say, we want Golden Egg on our show.
We want Golden Egg on our show. Yeah, what the hell? A lot of people on our chat, it's an interesting talking point, I guess, are concerned about the WWE on Peacock advertising for a Netflix, the rival streaming service show. What's your take on that, Larson?
I'm sure that I can't say I'm sure that WWE cleared this with Peacock because I don't know if they did, but nonetheless, if there is a bone of contention there, I'm sure it was relatively minor. It's one of those things. Yeah, phone call happens, they talk it out, move on.
One of the more interesting articles that Sean Ross Sapp has written for Fightful recently was his little expose on the relationships between the networks and WWE. He did one exclusively on USA, did one on Fox. And it was pretty interesting how sort of willy-nilly things are. Like, oh, yeah, they weren't happy that WWE was advertising this, that, the other. But, they had a big lunch with Nick Khan and Vince, and they sorted it out, It's just, these guys have, like, billion-dollar relationships. But like seemingly none of these things are like cleared. They just do them and they're like, we'll figure it out.
What's the old adage? It's easier to apologize and ask for permission.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
That might just be what it is,
Yep.
So after that, we got the Women's Survivor Series bout. Carmella is doing a lot of fun work with her mask. She's got a brand new one. It was red to match her Team Raw outfit, and like she's having problems with it. Or something, and she's so concerned with the mask, it means she gets rolled up by Tony pretty quickly into the bout. SmackDown's up 5-4.
Tony was super over with the crowd too.
Yeah,
the crowd was hella chanting Tony. Yeah.
So the match breaks down later on. We get a brief showdown between Sasha and Bianca. After it was teased earlier, but then Shotzi tagged herself in. Sasha puts Bianca in the bank statement. Bianca powers up, hits a fallaway slam. Sasha hits a tornado DDT. Rhea breaks up that pin. Sasha escapes a KOD, grabs Bianca's hair, hits Bianca with head scissors. Zelina tags herself in. She takes it to Sasha for a little bit until she's going for a code red. Sasha blocks it, tags in Tony. Tony hits her awesome finish on Zelina. SmackDown's up 5-3. Liv Morgan's in. Next, she hits her finisher pretty quickly on Tony. She's eliminated. SmackDown is up 4-3 now. Shayna's in next. Liv tries to give Shayna her finish. Shayna blocks it, locks on the clutch, and then Shotzi tags herself in. So she goes up top. Sasha tags in. So Shotzi hits the splash with the top rope. Sasha follows with a frog splash on Liv. She's eliminated. Now SmackDown's up 4-2.
Yeah.
So Rhea's in next. Eventually, she gets hit by a ton of moves. Bang, 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 bang. She's out. SmackDown's up 4-1 at this point.
Now, the important part is 2 of these people have eaten a ton of pins, Shayna and Natalya. So really, SmackDown's up 2-1. The problem is...
But still, you'd think you would like their odds.
The other 2 people cannot coexist. And in fact, the other 3 people eliminate the most powered up person in their group, Sasha Banks.
Yes.
For some reason, there's some ridiculous pushing and shoving, and then they keep on trying to pull Sasha out, so she gets counted out.
Yeah.
And Shayna, Natalya, and Shotzi are all extremely happy about this, and they're like, "Okay, bye, goodbye." I'm like, "What the fuck? Don't you know your guys' own track record? Don't you get on Cage Match? Don't you know your match statistics? It's not very good."
It's not very good. No, it's not. So yeah. So Sasha gets counted out. She's eliminated. And then Bianca proceeds to eliminate the remaining members of Team SmackDown.
Yeah, and there's this too. Sasha kept on breaking the count. Like, technically, she's supposed to be breaking the count every time she gets in. I think the idea is her leg wasn't under the rope. I think her leg was the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of gathered from it.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make a lot of sense. But what I did notice was her leg was the one thing that people kept grabbing, and it wasn't fully in the ring.
Well, I guess you have to get your entire person in the ring to break the count.
I guess that's the thing.
I mean, RVD would get in all the way and do the RVD thing and then roll back out, So
you love that.
It wasn't just like his upper body; it was the whole his entire person.
Great.
So she rolls up Natalya to eliminate her. Shayna looks to put the clutch on Bianca. She reverses that into a glam slam, pins Shayna. She's out, and then Shotzi's looking for sliced bread. Bianca blocks that, hits her with a KOD for the win.
Yep. So good. Oh, by the way, Bianca's ring gear, all over print, raw.
Amazing.
It looked great. It looked
amazing.
Great. She was
amazing.
Do you remember that character we made in that Raw Xbox game? What was his name?
Wait. Oh, Raw Man.
That's his name, Raw Man. She was Raw Man. What was his name? Raw Man. Yeah, that's what it was. Because we're so clever. After that, we had a Paul Heyman interview. He's asked by Kayla if he knew anything about the egg. He doesn't know anything about the theft of the egg. He says, but if Kayla's looking for a suspect, there's an arena filled with people from Brooklyn. Didn't he make a Tony D'Angelo reference too?
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe people, I think he did, because people in chat were talking about that. And then Kayla says, well, because Heyman's all doing his like Brooklyn impression or his New York impression. Kayla's telling Heyman, she's like, hey, what do you think about the news that Brock's suspension is no longer indefinite? And he's like, and he says, you should ask that question of Adam Pearce, since he has a problem with Brock Lesnar.
So I'm guessing at some point, either Raw or SmackDown, we're going to find out when that suspension ends.
Probably at the Royal Rumble.
I would think so.
Brock Lesnar will win.
Totally going to win. I know. Then we get our main event, Big E versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, God, we're there already?
Yeah.
How long is this recap going to be? Oh, we're at 37 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we're fine. I was, like I mentioned earlier, I was really surprised there was no outside interference whatsoever during this bout. No Usos, no Seth, no Kevin Owens, no King Woods. It was a one-on-one bout. Big E had a decent enough showing. He took several Superman punches, got right up. kicked out of a spear. But I don't know. I thought they might have gone to greater length to try to protect Big E in his loss here, but they didn't.
Yeah. Didn't the Usos get involved in the Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns match last year at Survivor Series? Do you
recall? Here, give me a moment.
Yeah, check. Sure. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I mean, it's the weirdest thing that WWE, the brand split, they got. It's the one major thing that I don't. Okay, Ace Boog here in chat claims that they did get involved, and a couple other people do too. The Real Chestnut as well. Thank you very much for that. They have given Big E a couple of signature wins. They gave him Lashley. They gave him Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. But until they give him a Brock Lesnar or a Roman Reigns, those are the two guys, and that's it. It's not even Goldberg. It's Brock Lesnar and it's Roman Reigns.
And if you're going to have him lose to Roman right now, if you really want to build up Big E, then have him get cheated out of a near win.
Yeah.
And then
if you're going to, yeah.
And then if you go back to it, have him win.
You know, honestly, what they should do, because Muted Mayday here in chat brings up a good point. He says, I have a feeling Seth is going to beat Big E. And I've been saying this for a while. I would not advocate for this, but a compelling way to end this show would have been Seth Rollins high as a kite after leading Team Raw to victory, cashing in that red card contract of his at the end of this match, or to keep Big E looking strong, interfering in this match somehow to cause a distraction to allow Roman to get the win. He stays strong. Mm-hmm. Seth comes in, cashes in, because I get the feeling that contract's going to be a cash-in situation. And he gives him a stomp or two. Maybe it takes 2 stomps. Mm-hmm. And he walks away, WWE champion. He tries to fist bump Roman. Roman no-sells it, or he does. I don't know. And then Seth walks out, WWE champion. Then you got some buzz. You got people tuning in to Raw tomorrow for more than a big egg. And I know it kills Big E maybe, but he comes out stronger than he did tonight because it took something to beat him, and then he can chase again. Because I do think it's just a matter of time. I think I'd be kind of surprised at this point if Big E made it to January 2nd as WWE champion at this point. You know, I wouldn't be shocked and I wouldn't be surprised if he lost that title.
Maybe the hope is that if they treat that contract like a Money in the Bank type deal where it can't be cashed in as opposed to, like a scheduled bout, that Seth cashes in, whether it be at the day one pay-per-view or an episode of Raw, whatever, then hopefully the plan is, well, let's circle back around for that at Mania for Big E. Maybe he gets that title back at Mania,
that's what you would hope, but you know how it goes. It's like,
that could be the plan, and then Vince goes off on some other whim, and that doesn't happen. I know
the ratings are low. They feel the need to pop them short term. They do a title change, and they never really worry about going back around to it. And maybe they'll stumble in 2 or 3 years from now.
Who knows?
Z&Z is here in chat also has a good point. He says, I'm surprised they didn't have the ref bump and Big E get the visual pinfall so we could see he would have won the match, which they do with almost everybody in Roman,
I know. I know. I mean, there was there was a bit where he did hit a big ending right near the ropes, and Roman grabbed the ropes. So I guess maybe in lieu of the ref bump and visual pin, that was like, if he had only hit the big ending more towards the center of the ring, maybe he would have got it. But that's just not as. It's just.
I always
strong.
hate that. I can't stand that stuff because it's like, well, you can move your arm or leg to get the rope, but you can't kick out. I always can't stand that. That always bugs the crap out of me. I
guess in theory it takes less energy to stick an arm out to grab the rope or a leg up as it does to,
I've always felt that that idea is so it's well done when somebody, it looks like they can barely do that, but so often they just do this. Mm-hmm. They just go and they just grab it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I know it doesn't look big. It doesn't make Big E look great. He is the B champion because they're on Raw. If I was USA and I was like, man, I don't want to be paying you $1 billion and I've got the Intercontinental Champion. because that's essentially what it is. In days of yore, it was the Intercontinental Champion, it was the B-Show guy, you know, when they'd go out on their road tours. You know, it does kind of surprise me. I mean, I think they care less about that stuff. I mean, obviously, kind of stuff because it's been that way forever. So yeah.
I mean,
Beer Man
it's,
here's. Oh, go ahead.
I would say it's not to say that Big E didn't have his moments. There was this bit where Roman hits a Superman punch, and then Big E essentially kind of hulks out. You know, it like powers him up, so he stands up. Roman hits another. Big E bumps, but then gets right back up. I mean, it took 3 Superman punches for him to get knocked off his feet. You know, and he reversed that first spear. So
you know what like kills that for me though is they went through like 3 years or so. I'm probably exaggerating. Of Roman versus Brock, where finishers were treated like
normal
moves.
Yeah.
And it's like when you've seen, I honestly forget in my head who is kicked out of the Superman punch spear combo. Like I know there's been plenty, and I just don't feel like it's protected within the context of like the superstars now. But like I know Brock is kicked out of it. Has maybe Braun is kicked out of it. Like there's been a number of opponents who I feel have kicked out of it in the past. I just don't feel like it's that special of a thing. I need to see that Big E can beat this guy for me not to think of him as the B champion. I felt the same way about Drew McIntyre. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like at one point Roman locks on a guillotine and Big E powers out, hits a big ending, but again, too close to the ropes. So Roman can grab the bottom rope on the cover. So Roman after that rolls to the floor, and Big E just starts wrecking him around ringside, throw him into the ring posts, barricade, all that. He's trying to throw him into the ring steps. Instead, Roman reverses that, and Big E hits the ring steps like knee first. And earlier in the bout, there is a spot where he was selling knee, like really early in the bout.
Yeah.
And so Roman follows up with the Superman punch off the ring steps. They go back in the ring. Big E is looking for a big ending. Roman escapes that, kicks Big E in the back of his knee, then hits a spear to get the win. They didn't even give Big E the pass out guillotine spot. You know,
I don't even know what I think makes you look weaker, a pin or a pass out. I really don't. Like in some situations, I'd say it, like the Austin Bret Hart match. Obviously, the pass out. Yeah, the pass out only works for me when it's like really elongated.
Yeah.
You know,
like they fight out. They try to fight out of it, but they just can't.
Fight.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for us. Want to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Twitch chat, stick around. We'll answer some of your questions. And there's my dog right there. So what a great time to end. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.